What is the most likely step up after the 1990s FOX-3s that we are going to have in the meta of top tier? Hello guys, once again, it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons. Make sure to subscribe, and yes, I wanted to talk a little bit about what is the most likely step up after the FOX-3s. Of course, the FOX-3s are coming in the next patch, and this will be a big step up in performance, guys. I gotta say, it will be, not as much as people think after the chef nerf and other stuff. I already did a video this week about it, but it will be a step up, especially in shorter ranges. It will be a pure fire and forget all aspect missile, right? And with that, of course, there is the question: what comes after? What will be the next big step up that we will probably see during this year or even next year? So there are some options. For example, the first that comes to mind would be, if you are kind of anxious about that, stealth, 5th generation, stuff like that. Well, I gotta be honest, guys, these stuff probably will come to War Thunder, but not anytime soon, unless we have something like the F-111, the F-117, the Nighthawk, right? Or something along those lines, a bomber or some sort of aircraft like that. Beyond that, I really doubt that we will see any stealth aircraft or any stealth technology for a while, like a really big while. The second option would be 4.5 generation aircraft. And yeah, although that would be a step up technically, we kind of already are in it, right? Yes, the performance of those aircraft will be a step up, but to be honest, the Gripen is already here, guys. The Su-27 is already here. The most advanced F-16s in terms of performance are technically already here. MiG-29s, everything like that. There will be better versions, but the thing is that it's not too much about the performance of these aircraft, like the Eurofighter, like the Rafale, like stuff like that, the MiG-35, later versions of American aircraft like the F-18E or something like that. It's not too much about the performance of them, it's more about the sensors, it's more about the weapon systems, and when those things come up, we will probably already have these technologies already in the game, right? So I think, although yes, technically a 4.5 aircraft is a step up, but technically we're already there, as I said. The only thing that it's missing is the missiles, the radars, everything like that, together with the platforms that use them. Like I said, like the Eurofighter, like the Rafale, and many others, right? But then what else is there for a step up if it's not stealth, if it's not technically a 4.5 generation jet or 4 plus generation or whatever? Is it radars? Well, what do you have, what we can have in radar technology? Well, the electronic scanner array radars, right? The PESA and IASAs of the world. Basically every nation in the world that have modern 4+ generation aircraft, will have some form of radar like this. So yeah, that's kind of likely, right? I mean, we could see some of these initially, but the thing is that it's not a very big step up. Yes, these radars are nothing compared to, the radars that we have actually are nothing compared to the PESAs and IASAs. But that's the thing, since the game works in the way that it works, and the maps and everything like that, if nothing changes, at the end of the day, the PESAs and IASAs will not change that much. They will help you in a BVR situation, but if everybody has these radars, at the end of the day, the missiles will be the main thing, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? These radars will have a main feature on them, which is instant detection. That's probably the main feature of electronic scanner array, together with very, very high angles of, locking, tracking, detection, stuff like that. Because of the electronic scanner array, they can actually, do kind of a stair of step-ups of frequencies, or not frequencies, but of pulses of radar, that will make the radar basically turn itself without turning itself, which means that you can get radar with a 90-degree, look angle, like the MiG-29 SMT has right now, for example. That radar is technically a semi-PESA radar. I mean, it's not a PESA radar, but it uses some types of technologies that are used in electronic scan and array radar. So it's a semi-technology similar to that. It's not really that, but you know what I mean, right? And yeah, it's a crazy thing that you can do. You can fire a missile and notch and not do anything. Like, the enemy cannot do anything with you. But at the end of the day, like I said, if everybody has that and it's just a detection for BVR, it doesn't change the whole game, right? So although it brings a lot of, positive stuff, at the end of the day, only a few, number of players will actually use this type of technology fully. And even when using it, if everybody has this thing, you don't have an advantage. I mean, it's just going to be the same, basically. You're going to be a very good offensive aircraft, but, they are doing that as well, so you have to be careful. If not, you're going to die very easily and be detected very easily, etc., right? So at the end of the day, I think the 90s IR missiles will be this next step up, okay? So we are getting FOX-3s that are from the 90s, okay? They are really, really from the 90s. Of course, the Phoenix, everybody talks, oh, you're forgetting the Phoenix. No, I'm not forgetting about the Phoenix. It's just that the Phoenix and an AIM-120 are nothing alike, It's a completely new generation of missile. So it's not even worth to actually, every single video that I talk about FOX-3s, to mention the AIM-54 as one thing about a FOX-3, right? But the thing is that after that, we will still use 80s IR missiles for the most part, right? But we are going to use FOX-3 missiles from the 90s, right? So what's the next big step up? The most likely one, in my opinion, the 90s IR missiles. The next step up in IR missiles. Of course, it will be together with other things. It's not going to be only the missiles. It's going to have to happen in a new generation of aircraft, the 4.5 that I was talking about. These aircraft will have a PESA and an ESA. At the end of the day, it will be kind of a mix-up of all the technologies that we talked about. But the real deal will be the 90s IR missiles. Missiles that have a 180-degree launch capability. That can do even 360-degree, technically, angle shots, right? So it's crazy. But yeah, Python 4s, R-73Ms, A9Xs even from the late 90s, right? Python 5s even, stuff like that, And we are not that far off from those missiles. Much better IRCCMs, imaging systems, turn rate way better. Everything will be way better. And that's why I think the next step up will be that. When is it coming? Well, who knows? But for sure, there will be a time where the aircraft that are being added, maybe the Eurofighters and the Rafales or anything like that, those aircraft will start to overperform or basically outperform the missiles that we have currently, the AIM-9Ms and R-73s from the 80s. And when that time comes, then we know it's time for the next generation of IR missiles. So yeah, guys, this is my opinion on the next step up after FOX-3s. I don't think it's coming soon, but it is going to come soon enough. I think probably around next year or something, but it's a big guess, we cannot know for sure. But yeah, guys, this is it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments, what do you think will be the next big step up for top tier after the FOX-3s are added?